Hello and welcome to Potted,
with your host Kylie and Damien
where we speak about the most uncomfortable things
in the
in the
most
most
comfortable
comfortable way.
way.
I must talk a little bit louder.
Oh,
You,
no, but the mic is facing me.
I know, but I don't want my voice to
Mm-mm.
overpower your voice,
Mm-mm.
won't it?
No, this is us.
Okay,
The rolled.
it's rolled.
Hi guys and welcome. Actually, very delighted to be here ourselves.
Finally,
Finally, it hasn't been an easy journey, but it's definitely been worth it. A lot of trial and error, and it's definitely been exciting. I think
for sure.
you know.
Because it's just also like another lesson where you
Yeah.
think you have something figured out, but you don't actually have it figured out.
And we literally thought we had it figured out in terms of like our planning and we were like, no, we're gonna like be posting like probably like two like trials after like no. It was like a lot of um
But it's worth it,
it's worth
man.
it, yeah,
Also, we
definitely.
learned a lot of things along
We
the
did.
way
We did.
about ourselves and how patient we are,
Yeah.
you know. So today is basically our first time, I think, going to let them in for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Like knowing that we're going
Yeah.
to officially post, I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean we had like a little sort of like a blooper,
Uh-huh.
video that we posted
Yeah,
on
but I'm
TikTok.
talking about our main platform being
Oh,
Spotify.
yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what
this
I'm
is gonna be
saying?
the one.
This is gonna be
Definitely.
the one. So
Definitely.
we were speaking before this, like before we even started recording, we assumed that we're going to just go with the flow, since we are those type of people where we latch onto something and we can run with it and then we take it from there, ne? But we were speaking earlier on, and I was feeling like because we kind of as best friends having like kind of similar experiences, but it's very
Very
much
much
different
different,
in the
yeah,
at the same time,
100%.
ne?
100%.
And I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, especially in
Yeah.
relationships,
Yeah.
like any type of relationship, being it a romantic one or a platonic one. Yeah. So I think that's a good start for us, and also we can allow our audience to see how this is going to go.
Yeah.
It's coming from two different perspectives. It's not
Exactly.
just two people that
Exactly.
agrees on everything
Exactly.
because they're best
They
friends
went,
or
no, it
whatever.
doesn't work like that. In fact, we have very different opinions on a lot of things.
True.
But we find grounds to sort of
What? We agree to disagree.
yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
think it's because we respect each other so much
Yeah, but it also I
and we
think it
respect
doesn't affect,
ourselves.
like, it doesn't go further than that, and I'm not gonna be angry at you.
Yeah.
You
Because you
know.
don't like blue and I like blue.
Yeah, no,
You know what I
no,
mean?
no. In fact, there's a lot of things that, like, in terms of like core value systems, also, for example, we don't necessarily like have the same ones, and that's not the. It doesn't make you or me a bad person just
Correct.
because, like, I think in actual fact it makes you a better person to sort of connect with people that have different differences and different value systems,
Correct.
and have different outlook on life. I think it's important. You need to.
Definitely. So, quick intro about myself, and then Damien will have a quick intro about himself. Ne? So, my name is Kylie, as he said. I'm from Cape Town, South Africa. My main goal or ambition for building a platform or multiple platforms is to, inspire other people to not only do the same, but just get out of your head. Because I feel like that's what, creating does. Creating allows you to get out of your head. And sometimes you don't know if or you assume that you shitty or whatever. Maybe it's music or art or whatever, and then you don't do it, and then you live with regret. Now I just don't want to live with regret, so that's why I'm here.
That's good. That's good. That's really
This guy
good.
is looking at me like,
That was a really good one. Yeah. I can completely resonate with that as well. Again, obviously, it's also one of the reasons why I'm here. It's also mostly regret because I've obviously had another other few endeavors in the past where I was just like, but at least I can say I tried it. But
yeah,
just it's yeah, I did it. Yeah, But I'm Damien. I am 23 years old. Not born in Cape Town, but bred here. But I identify as Cape Townian.
It's a fake.
Huh?
It's a fake. He's not Capetonian.
I'm
He's not
not.
Capetonian.
I'm really not.
He is Capetonian, man.
Yeah.
For real, you are.
But yeah, man, I'm also just I'm here to kind of just show everyone out there and also just create and showcase what me and Kylie has to offer really. And yeah, I think it's gonna be an exciting time for us to just also just be creative and sort of express that and show the world. And this is a different niche also because it's not video and
Yeah,
it's it's like more podcast based and the format's slightly different.
correct.
So it's also it's a journey for us. But yeah.
Cool. So, be like knowing that, like, how did you feel when you got your matric results, and like kind of knowing that you're gonna go embark on this journey of university and all of those. How did you feel in that moment, like that day when you got your matric results?
So I felt like extremely like excited
Okay.
for the future. It was also just like it was more than just for me coming to university. It was just like escaping high school,
Okay.
essentially, and that's what it was about for me. I really just wanted to get out of that environment and get out of that space.
It wasn't a good space for you.
I really wasn't. No, I was bullied a lot,
Okay.
and it was just I thought that university would have been my window period, to
Okay.
like be myself, and which it was. Like it really, I'm not gonna lie, it helped me a lot in that sense to become like the person that I am today and that I'm supposed to be, I guess. But that would have happened anywhere else as well, like
True,
I'm
yeah.
sure. But it did really allow me like a place to like be myself and have some kind of agency and
Yeah.
you know critically think. You know, it really helped me. Um, but yeah, it was just like it wasn't. High school was also just wow. It was different,
Okay.
extremely different.
Now, the reason why I ask is, like, I always like wonder what was your perception of uni and how you perceived it to have gone. Say in a perfect world, you do your 4 year thing. Like,
Yeah.
what was your perception of it when you were fighting to get out of high school? Because I mean, you worked incredibly hard in high school to like attain very very good marks. Do you know what I'm saying? Actually, great marks. To be, oh, you came like third, never third,
It's okay. No, I didn't.
seventh.
It was
But
fifth, but yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like fifth in the whole grade of grade 12 at our school. Um, I just always thought like, what was your perception? Because you must have a why as to why you wanna get out of something, And I feel like obviously bullying is something that nobody wants to experience, but I feel like a lot of people experience it. So, do you think university and the environment and the selling points that university sold you, do you think they delivered or you think they didn't deliver?
I mean, it depends. It really does depend on a lot of things. Like in terms of like your gaining a qualification, getting experience, or like harnessing a skill. Like no, it didn't really deliver in that. No,
Okay.
it really didn't. But like other aspects of like life, I would say like like I said, like becoming or in terms of like just identity and all of that stuff. It really does help you, like, and it shapes you, and like time management skills and all that. Like, yes,
Okay.
sorry for my language, but that for me that was the for me that was a good part of university. You really like you develop your own self, I would
Yeah.
say.
But I mean, like, bruh, if you think about it now, I'm thinking now actually, like you just mentioned now, that I didn't really deliver on the whole harnessing of the skill and the
No
grappling
way.
of a qualification and stuff
No
like
way.
that. So it really, even though I know I made the right decision, but it just makes me feel a little bit more okay that I made the decision then because I took the little bit of a harder route. Obviously, I was cut up when I couldn't go to university straight after high school, but for different reasons because I only had one perception. Sien jy? But after that first year after high school, like the whole of 2017, like finding out actually why I didn't get in, no, I think really groomed my perception now of university
Yeah.
and the schooling system and all of those kinds of things. Like I feel like I harnessed so many skills
Yeah.
in
You
the
did.
in the past couple of
You
years
did.
without going to
You
university.
did.
And
Schools that's actually gonna like help you, like, you know.
do you know what I mean? And just the fact that you said that, and I mean, like for most of the skills that I attained, I didn't pay for it. I got paid for it.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So that's actually very powerful to think about it, because we both grew
Yeah.
up in colored homes, and
Yeah.
obviously it's very, very important to have a so-called qualification, whatever behind your
Yeah.
name. But it's one thing having a written piece of paper, and it's another thing actually having the skill, or actually having that.
100%, because you can have a diagnosis or like a qualification, but you can be so shitty at it, you know,
That's so
as well.
true.
It
That's so
doesn't
true.
really, it's a very loosely defined thing, you know. You can't just pin it, and yeah, it's complicated. It's really complicated, and people's perceptions of it also. But I also think it's the way that the system is sort of
Designed,
designed. Yeah. And
You
another
think it was
thing,
designed for us to fail, babes?
of course, really, it really was. The,
Is that why you don't feel so drawn to how can I say, to doing it to your best of your ability?
no, it was never really. Yeah. No. No. And it's also like it really also impacts your self-esteem, to be honest with you.
Ne?
Like, it's just like yo.
Can you
But
imagine?
I
'Cause-
guess that's also part of the whole experience. It kind of makes you harder in a sense of.
yeah, but you can get harder in different ways. You know what I mean? Like, because not even just you know, like there's so many uni students, especially university students, because obviously we get sold something completely
Yeah.
different to what is actually happening,
Yeah.
right? And I see how it frees on the mental.
No, it does.
Like on the mental is so important. Like it'd be like, oh, you get depressed because you work so hard, but then you
Yeah.
don't get results to
Yeah.
show it because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's crazy how in that moment when I thought I was doing the wrong thing, I was actually doing the right thing. It's crazy. Thank goodness for that. But yeah, now you can see how different we are, but a little bit the same, because we kind of having completely different experiences, which each individual should have.
Yeah.
I don't ever feel like
We should have the same.
exactly,
Also,
because
coming out of high school, I always thought that we should have the same experiences. It
yeah,
was such a small-minded
yeah.
thing.
But it's
Like,
so sad how they like
yeah.
brainwash our kids.
Yeah.
And I
But
mean,
it stems from like also it's once again it stems from our parents, especially coming from a
that's what
colored
yeah, that's
household.
what I'm talking about. I'm talking
Like,
about if all the brainwashing that goes on
yeah,
from our parents to the things we watch, the things we
yeah,
listen to, and stuff like that. Like it's
yeah,
crazy how we get fed. Because I mean, look at the small children that we know. Like look at Connor and Jayla
yeah,
and Isabella. Look what the kind of things they talk about.
yeah,
It's pretty,
yeah,
out there.
yeah.
And I feel like we weren't far away from that when we were growing up
No,
either.
no,
Because like I know this for sure that when you were a kid, you kind of more of a sponge than when you're
yeah, an
a
adult
adult, because you take in so much more,
information, yeah,
and you're very inquisitive when you're a
yeah.
kid, man.
Well,
And I
that's
feel like
exactly what it's supposed that when you're a kid you are supposed to. You're supposed to embrace thing, inclusivity.
no, but yeah, it's just so crazy how we are set up for failure. So that is like that's something that really drives me, guys. Like I really get chills and I feel crazy when I think about it, how we are set up for failure with our traditional systems.
Yeah,
And it hurts that
yeah,
you can't be one person that changes things, because the brainwashing is so far gone that people actually believe the lies that is being told. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not saying that I'm going to use this platform, or we going to use this platform to fucking bring down the system or
no
whatever the
way,
case may be.
no way.
However, I'm not gonna hold back on my opinion about
Yeah,
it, and
yeah.
enlightening people that would like to be
Be
enlightened.
enlightened completely,
It's not about
completely.
changing your mind. It's
No,
about maybe helping somebody try to
yeah.
understand somebody that's on the fence. Okay, cool. This is what I know. This is what I don't know. Because I mean, at the end of the day, my sister's 9 years old, ne? And she has access to the internet.
Yeah, mine also is 7 and he's just like super, super.
He also has access to the internet, ne?
The,
So
and you call him the alpha generation. The alpha generation is gonna be
you know what I
from like
mean?
2010 onwards. They are just and for example, our generation, right? We are the only generation that can relate. Well, not the only generation. It's kind of a very fluid thing. Generations now, but our generation, Gen Zs, are the one of the only ones that can like relate to sort of the older
Which is the boomers.
world order of
Yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah.
But we'll also be able to relate to because we grew up in a sort of
Are you talking about the Y generation or the baby boomers?
I'm talking about like that whole thing, like that whole the old world order because things are different now. Things are completely
Yeah,
different.
that's I mean like so when your mom was
Yeah,
a teen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that and slightly young, like yeah,
Slightly younger
yeah.
too. No,
With our
I agree
parents
with you.
even.
Oh, and I agree with you 100% because
And if you think of like Isabella or Connor, like they won't be able to. They won't be able to
to
relate to our
relate. No, of
parents
course
or
not.
like it's just the world is gonna be completely
For
different. Like,
sure.
and that's why I think that especially with our generation, we really have the ability to sort of tie in everything together and be that mouthpiece.
I just think about Michael Jackson's line in that song and it'd be like, be the change you want to see in the world. You can just act differently. You don't have to act the same.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow the status quo because you don't want to be different and you don't want to be looked at or you don't want to stick out like a sore thumb or whatever. And I feel like that is my duty to fulfill not only as a older sister but also as a female and to
100%.
one day be a wife and a mother to somebody. I don't want to look back and be like, shit, I could have done this and
Do
that
you
and
want to
the
be a
other.
mother and a wife though?
Oh, I
One
would
day?
love to be a mother and a wife.
Lovely, lovely,
I would love to.
lovely. That's also another topic for another day.
For sure.
But yeah, continue. What were you saying?
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't want to, like, it's just based on the regret, bruh. Like, time passes you by so quickly. You think you're in control, but you're not. 1 minute you're doing this, you wipe your eyes out, it's 5 years later. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things, because life just takes you, if you're not conscious about
Yeah,
what you're doing.
100%.
So, this is why I was so adamant that the day you told me that you want to start a podcast, I was so emotional. You have no
Yeah.
idea. Because it's one of those things, man, that
Yeah.
I know if we do what we need to do,
Yeah.
yeah, if we do what we need to do, no, we're
Yeah.
gonna look back and be like, this is ta 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 ta,
Yeah.
we're gonna be growing on your individually and our relationship is gonna be
100%.
growing.
100%.
So it's wild.
100%. I'm very ecstatic, man, bro. Like your
Same.
and also the fact that I'm doing it with you, it's just
No?
this is what I envisioned our relationship to be, and yeah, man, it's really I'm also just grateful for where it's at right now.
A very honest place, to
It's
be
a very
honest.
honest place,
Yeah.
and it's just like a lot of growth, and yeah, man. I really wouldn't have wanted it otherwise.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, for real, no.
That's very cute.
Yeah.
Because your brother, when I met you, sure, I was in a wild place.
Yeah.
Like mentally
Yeah.
and emotionally. Yeah, couple the smidge.
Where is it?
Oh, sorry guys.
Yeah, you were saying?
I was in a wild place, like mentally, man. I didn't feel
Yeah, but you were a teenager.
accepted. I know, but I mean, I was very poor. How do you say it? Like, I wasn't a normal teenager.
Yeah.
Because I went through shit like very, very early in my life
Yeah.
that forced me to mature really fast.
And the fact that you were the oldest child, that also adds to the psychology of
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Now you're responsible for your brothers and your sisters,
Do you understand? And Isabella came at a time in my life where I was very vulnerable because of certain things that happened. Do you know what I mean? So, what was the point I was trying to make now? What were we talking about before I said that now?
You being a teenager.
Oh yeah, when I met you.
Yeah.
It's so mad because
You were,
we met in grade 9, and then in grade 10,
About 14 years old.
yeah, we're 14. Within grade 9, then grade 10, you kind of spoke to me and opened up to me about certain things in your life that made me again feel like I'm not the only one that's vulnerable to this whole societal thing and whatever. Because, when you're a teen, you think, oh, you're the only one with these big problems and all of these
Yeah.
things. And
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
I hated high school, yo.
Shoo,
I hated it.
shoo. Like, you were the best part of my day.
Like for real. Like,
Like, guys, there, I used to actually, like, we used to, at one point in high school, it was grade 11 and 12, where we used to take separate subjects. So I used to take physical science and he used to take business.
business.
And then we used to come fetch each other in those particular periods
Yeah.
just to go smoke or just to
Yeah.
chill together, like just to be
Yeah.
together for that
And
period
then
of
we
time.
in matric again, and then I completely did it different. Then she was still doing maths. What a joke. And I was doing
Why
math
did I
lit.
do that?
Oh, you could have had such a good
Yo.
time and you would have had such good mental health.
And my mental health was shit in grade 12. I was smoking so much weed, bro. Like, yo. Shoo. It was wild.
So, and then I also
12.
just made the decision to move. I think that was also a good part for our
For our
relationship.
relationship, it was very
It
good
was
because
extremely good.
I feel like I would have
And
kind of influenced you not to work as hard as you were working because I was negative about high school
that
and
you
university. I was very negative about it.
extremely, but there was also just another thing for our relationship. Importantly, also just to experience that.
Through
The
that separation,
transition wasn't that bad.
no lie. Yo, but I was really sad the day
What
when you
the?
told me you're leaving.
Oh yeah.
You're still in Mr. Rom's class.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like, I'm gonna go to another class. I'm like, oh my god. What am I gonna, and it's the like I'll say the first week of grade 12.
Mm-hmm.
So now already when you're grade 12 you have this perception that it's like the best year of your life. You're gonna
So
do
much
everything.
freedom. Like
Yeah,
you're not
freedom.
adult now. You're turning
Can't team
18.
around team. My best friend's leaving me. I'm sick of physics and maths because I know I'm not going to pass because I was failing in grade 11 already. And my parents, well, my one parent was forcing me to do pure math and physical science because of that dreams that wanted to be
Yeah.
fulfilled.
Yeah.
And I think I was very rebellious in grade 12. Like, wow.
Yeah. But that's normal though. I think rebellion as a teenager is completely normal. I think people need to understand and it's actually a natural part of you. And I think you also cleared it out for me one day. I think it was on a book that you read about rebelling. And it's a natural occurrence for every teenager to go through because you're also finding yourself, you're figuring things out, you're able to think for yourself,
That's true.
but
So
there's also so much pressure.
I got a question for you. Since you say rebellion is normal, a part of human nature, ne?
Yeah.
Growing up, ne?
100%.
Do you think it can be avoided based on other parties?
I mean, what other parties? Be specific.
Obviously, your parents, like
Okay.
your guardians, whoever your guardian is. Because if you think about it, ne, you kind of enact that behavior
Let's just
and
let's go back
vibes.
to rebelling then.
Okay. Where does rebellion stem from?
It depends also your relationship or your connotation towards rebellion, right? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
It
So it
depends.
depends also, you see. So
So
for
that's what
me,
I'm
I
saying.
think it's a good thing. So
Rebellion.
uh,
You think so?
I think it's a good thing.
But you're not answering my question. I'm asking, do you think it's something that's
That can be avoided.
yeah. Like, for example, because I feel like it stems from the home that you come from.
100%.
So if you have,
It could be avoided in a certain ways
so you think
also.
it can.
It can be avoided, but I would say it can't be not avoided. It can be limited in a sense.
Let's say limited then. Because you can have, look,
Because you can have excellent parents, but once again, there's external factors.
true.
There's
Yeah.
peer pressure. There's so much other
No,
things
but
that
that's what
can
I'm saying.
also
I'm just talking about
affect it.
just from your household.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it now, if you listen and you observe, especially the colored culture and the black culture, kind of similar in the same way. If you think about our parents, like very demanding. They think they feel a sense of entitlement
It's very entitled.
because of X, Y, and Z, whatever
Yeah.
that may be. So, oh yeah. But I wouldn't want it any other way though.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I would have been the person I am
Me
today.
also. Me also. I'm also just you know what, it is what it is. This is who I am. my parents are who they are. I can't change that.
True, yeah.
And you also growing up, that's also a big part of like growing up is acceptance, you know,
That is so true.
accepting
That
like
is so true.
that this is my life, you know, and it is what it is. Like it's so easy to play victim. I wouldn't say victim, but like it's
Yeah,
so easy
victim. Use the word victim because it is like that. Like your mind tells you
to
you must
just
fall.
blame and
Yeah,
like just make these excuses. This is why my life is like this because so and so happened to me. But
yeah.
at the end of the day, you also have like choices, and you can also turn it around. You have the
For
decision
sure.
to make it different. So like that's an important part of growing up, but it's also important for whatever you go through in your teenage years to happen, um because yeah, it shapes you, man.
For sure. But it's just like if you think about it on a broader perspective, like it hurts a lot of people to have shitty
It
parents.
does,
And not
it
a lot of
does.
people can use their pain as fuel.
But then I also had this thought again, like like it's also once again, it's also all of this, or just like for example, like pain and stuff, and it's also just so relevant to like society and the world view and like how things should be, because for example, like people say that like it's so important to like have two parents, for example, right? Like thank God I had both my parents, but I'm just saying this is thing that you have to like have two parents and like but you can also have one parent and like become extremely great
No,
as well.
that's
Like
true.
it's just so when then I just take it back to it's all like relevant to like also what the people say and like how things should be, you know. I don't know if I'm making sense or
It does make
articulating
sense.
myself quite
It
well
does
here, but
make sense to me. I hope it's making sense to them
yeah,
because it's so important, man. To just have
there's no like
one support system.
yeah, but for example, like there's no like one route of doing
That's
things.
so
Like
true.
this not, you know, it's
And
like
we actually get taught this when we're younger, if you think about it.
yeah.
Because we get told like 5 plus 5 is not the only way to get to 10,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah.
But it's just not made out to be in real life. It's not like, I don't know how to explain this, but we are taught this. We're not conscious about it at
Yeah.
that time. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. Totally.
Because I know a lot of adults, and this is people that may be over 30, over 40, sometimes over 50, 60, 70, that I speak to. They're not conscious about the fact that there's more than one way
Yeah.
to do something.
Yeah.
Even though they get taught these things.
Yeah.
We all get taught these
Yeah.
things.
Life teaches you these things. I mean,
Exactly.
I wasn't like that when I was younger though. I was completely just like, oh, this is it. This is the
So
one way
one
of doing.
route.
And a lot of the times, I'm also still like that today. I don't know. But
It's because of the old. It's because of the old programming that you used to. Like
yeah.
the mind is a very powerful thing,
Yeah.
and to be able to like differentiate between what is actually the truth and what is not. It's yeah, bro. It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
It is a very and it's an interesting topic for me also. Yeah, like um so once again back to the whole system of education.
Yeah. The schooling system really molds
I wish it was better though. I
society.
honestly
Yeah,
wish it
for
was
sure.
because we wouldn't have had such shitty adults today.
No, for sure.
I strongly believe that like no one's dumb, no one's stupid. Everyone is good at that one thing. You know, everyone has a purpose.
That's so true.
They just need to be given the space to do so. They just need to be given the space to fucking fail firstly,
Yes.
and become confident within themselves,
Correct.
so that they can because what's her name Zuckerberg once like said, and it's so true, dude. Like it's so fucking true, and it also helped me a lot lately. Like, but the big successes comes from the freedom of failing.
That is the truth. That is honestly the God's honest truth.
You know.
Because if I just me and you, I'm just talking about me and you now. You feel like it's bad to fail at the things that you're doing, like your
Yeah, it's
assignments and stuff, no?
terrible.
You feel really bad.
It's terrible.
But when I was like busy owning a craft, or still busy owning a craft, I feel really good when I fail because then
Yeah.
I'm learning what not to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like crazy
Yeah.
how we are forced
or conditioned
or
to
conditioned
think,
to think a certain way.
and your relationship or your connotation towards failure, it's
True,
just
yeah.
so negative.
How do you feel about money not being taught in schools?
Yeah, that's a fucking scam. That's
You
definitely a
think?
scam. Like that's like one of the first ways to make people poor.
No?
And also like we both have the same sort of sentiment when it comes to schooling. I know the sort of fact is that they're trying to make people poor and they teach you to become an employee rather than,
And a consumer.
exactly.
More of a more a consumer than
And
creating
it's
market
exactly,
makers.
and it's really like also we need to be also careful with that also because not everyone wants to become
A
the
market
thingies
maker.
as well. But it's nice to also open that option up. So
There we go.
you know
That's the thing. Like people always get blindsided and think, "Oh
exactly,
no, I
exactly,
want to be a consumer." How do you
exactly,
know? You have never been taught another
exactly,
way. You have never felt
100%,
how it feels to be in that
hundred
situation of
percent,
being a market maker. You know what I mean?
hundred
But
percent.
then again, if you look at it from a broader perspective, say in a perfect world there was financial education in schooling systems, no? Do you think markets would exist?
Markets,
Yes. Like, say that option was available, no?
yeah,
Learning and whatever,
yeah.
whatever. Do you think there would be a vast amount of consumers as there is today?
I That's a tricky one.
You know, it's like a catch
Yeah, it
22.
is a catch
Because,
22, but like it's so important. And for example, even like it's the same with capitalism, right? Like um like I'm not like entirely for capitalism, but I understand it. But the point that I'm trying to make is that people are so against it. But if there wasn't capitalism, like you wouldn't have like trades or industries like agriculture or those things or service industries
correct.
or whatever the case may be. Like, and imagine living in a world where people are not like aren't those
Or
that
you
kind of
don't get recognized for the skill
yeah
that you own or the craft that you own or
meritocracy.
whatever. Yeah. So it's crazy. Um, it will be amazing to hear your guys' views.
Yeah, that is a very for me also. I'm still diving into that whole thing.
Yeah, we're all learning
I'm
as we
still
go along.
not grappling, but I'm just like
Yeah, and it's
what if it was like this,
it's
but then this would
normal.
happen. But like
What is normal though?
yeah,
Crazy.
yeah,
But yeah, like I said, it will be very nice to hear what your guys' perspectives are about not only the schooling system but like
yeah,
systems
yeah,
in general
yeah,
and what we are conditioned to know and what we are conditioned
totally.
to
And
embody.
like other topics, like like besides like how it's failing us, but also I also feel like, and I feel so strongly towards this, but like it's so important, and like maybe they have touched on it like when we were in high school slightly, but that was also an external UCT's gender department that would do that. Um, but what do you think about also just opening that topics to to encourage like sex talks and you know and like also just like to speak about LGBTQIA plus community, and like sort of just open people's especially kids. Like kids are so fucking judgmental, like extremely judgmental, but that's also based on like their parents and the homes and like the
Obviously.
environments that they grow in. And especially for a guy, a straight guy, like you're extremely fucking like
So
yeah,
one way thinking,
it's
that's
so
what it boils down to.
if people have these conversations like
That's the
or
thing.
educate
Like think about
themselves.
it, ne? People always there's this negative connotation about debating.
Yeah,
Like debating is real. It can really be positive.
yeah,
It can it opens up the flow for different opinions to come about, and you might not change your mindset right there and then. However, it can help you to grow. It can help you to articulate new opinions and see things from a different perspective,
yeah,
ne? So I just feel like if there was more of debate, more of come together and let's throw all of our ideas on the table and discuss it and figure it out from there, I feel like that would be a game changer, not only in schools but also in households, because I don't ever remember my family sitting around the table and having a debate positively to find out where is each other's heads at.
yeah,
Like parents or adults should definitely have this mindset that they can learn from people that's younger than them,
Yeah.
in a sense of new things that's happening out in the
Yeah.
world. And it's not that you need to submit to your kids or the
Yeah.
younger children, because obviously you obviously
Yeah.
have experience over them. But the point is that don't become like,
Yeah.
I
Closed
know
off.
everything, I'm gonna learn on my own, I
Yeah.
can't learn from my kid, I
Yeah.
can't do that. Because that's where the whole mess up
Hundred
comes
percent.
about, and you just
100%.
walk around with these blinders.
And then you just like you raise like fucking frustrated kids, really.
Correct, because they can't get their stuff out.
Yeah.
Like I remember I used to, maybe I asked my mom like, what do you think about a girl that doesn't have long hair? It will be cut off. It will be like, what are you talking about? Why are you thinking about that? Like
Yeah.
making it to feel like I can't think,
Yeah.
like I'm not allowed to be a free thinker and
Yeah.
ask silly questions,
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that will be a game changer, allowing people to freely ask questions in a safe space,
It's really,
in a
especially when
sense
you're
of
young.
your home. Like that's the main
100%.
thing. Like if you can ask your parents certain things and it can be discussed, ne?
Yeah.
And they listen to
Yeah.
why you're thinking about that, I
Yeah.
feel like you would be a better adult and they would also be better adults.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be a
100%.
parent, guys.
Even
Just to
me,
learn
I also
more.
can't wait. But back to what you were saying, like, and especially with your parents, a lot of those are just a lot of the questions are shut down, and you don't
That is so true.
really you walk around like clueless. But also once again, like, oh, like you can't really. It's important also to just, that's why this generation is such an advantage, because they have Google, you know, and this is why they're so advanced, because the information is really readily available.
Do
Like
you think
my
Google tells the truth all the time?
it doesn't tell the truth, but you can at least consult with different
That's
things,
true.
and like,
That is true. I agree with that.
and
Because
that,
of blogs, ne?
yeah, it's the same, like, and I also don't want to be that person to like close myself off just because it wasn't reviewed through a fucking author, or
A
like,
fact checker?
yeah, like, and now it's like completely like false, like, that's what they're trying to make you do, also instill fear into, like, by you like using the internet. Like the internet's like, it's bad, but it's also good, and so is everything else, like.
True. Everything have a negative and a positive.
Yeah,
That is so
totally.
true.
Like for example, back to what I was saying with my brother, right? Like he obviously can read and like write and stuff, but like to a certain extent, like he's still young. He's only 7 years old, so he can read and write. But there's certain things like on the internet that is more convenient, because I showed him how to Google the voice. So you'll be Google Spider Monkey, like stuff like that. And I was just laugh because, like, but it's so easy. It's extremely easy, and this is why they are the way they are, because
No
they
lie.
don't need to ask their parents anything anymore. Although he is inquisitive and he does ask my mother, and I also think she's doing a great job now in terms of him being inquisitive, because she's trying to the best of her knowledge also to be like, yo, this is why things are the way they are. Whatever question you ask, you know. I can't remember, but he asked really good questions, and I'm also extremely proud of her. But she's learned from like our experiences with him, because my mother wasn't always like that.
Now, to be honest with you, like, even though we kind of grew up at the same time, maybe it's because I spent a little bit of less time with my mom than you did. Because, I mean, you stayed with your mom till grade 12. You know, she lived with you through that times. I was like in between my dad, my mom, whatever. And she's not very open minded. My mom.
Who?
My mom.
Yeah,
About like questions that maybe Isabella would ask, man.
yeah,
It will be very shut down. Like, let me just make an example. It'll be like, as an example now, maybe she didn't even say this, but I'm just saying,
yeah,
Mommy, why does boys have penises and girls have vaginas? Why are you asking me that? Don't ask me that. Just get away here. Like,
yeah,
that's my mom's, I won't say it's part of her personality, but I feel like she also didn't learn how to answer questions from kids, because it's made out to be like, you a kid, you're not supposed to be asking those kinds of questions.
yeah,
Who said that?
yeah.
If I'm able to,
It's sort of like a mentality of children should be heard, not seen. And
that is powerful.
that for me is just
That is
makes
powerful.
me a bit mad.
Oh, that's so powerful.
Don't you feel nar?
No, I do. That's why I can't wait to be a parent because you can only really, your opinion is only
Yeah,
valid when you have the results to
100%.
show it. Like, I actually hate the fact that there's people out there that say things like this.
Yeah,
You only know what it feels like to be a parent until you're a parent.
yeah,
I feel like that is a lie. Obviously, you will only physically feel
yeah,
how it feels to be a
yeah,
parent once you're a parent. But there are certain characteristics of a parent that you can embody
yeah,
if you are an older sibling.
yeah. I feel very strongly on that, and especially in like POCs, like POC households.
Mm,
Like it's important because especially if you're like an older child, like you automatically assume that role, like parental figure.
no
And
lie.
even with my brother, when we are doing something or when we like, I'm always so I don't know where this stems from. After a while, I'm like, yo, dude, like, why are you so protective? Like, I only think of it afterwards, and I'm
Afterwards,
just like, whoa,
yeah,
where did that come from?
that's so true. That's me the same. Like the other day, for example, I was driving with the people that I hustle with, whatever, and they were talking about how when the kids, when babies are in that teething phase, and they have this yellow mushy shit
Yeah,
that creeps up against their back and shit.
yeah,
Ne? And it was weird because I could relate to that because I used to change my sister's nappies that used to look like that.
yeah,
And it's not because I'm a parent that I could relate, it's because my
exactly,
older sibling, and
exactly.
it doesn't make sense to me how somebody that is a parent can shut another person down in a sense of, don't tell me what I should and shouldn't do with my kid because you're not a parent.
Yeah, that is
It's a
completely
double
like, yeah,
standard.
that is a double standard.
You know what I
That is a
mean?
double standard.
But yeah, so that was really fun to actually just be ourselves on here for a little bit. That was extremely fun just to be ourselves. How did you feel like just
It's
being
nice.
yourself?
It's very nice to just like, it's always nice talking to you. I
Yeah,
mean,
I know it's me. Kidding, man.
Yup. Sorry. Sorry. I can I would
This
have
one,
almost
yeah.
sway on. Yeah.
It's a raffler, this one.
I'm not. I'm only a raffler around you. You raffle me.
That's a lie.
You are the raffler. You bring out the raffle in me.
Is it because I'm from Mitchell's Plain?
Huh?
Is it because I'm from Mitchell's Plain?
Not really, no. I love people from Mitchell's Plain. You know that.
But yo, guys, I'm just very, very, very excited to keep on not only learning in this space but also letting people in
Yeah.
because I accept the fact that our online presence is going to be standard because of the way the world
World
is
is going.
going.
You definitely have to have it online.
I don't
If you
necessarily.
don't, you basically don't exist. Someone said that once, and I'm like,
Do you understand?
it's like, whoa, that's
And
kind of deep.
I'm not wanting to have an online presence because I want to be relevant in any way. However, I do want to look back at my life one day and tell myself that I did everything in my power to empower somebody else.
Yeah.
So um, if you are liking our vibe and you want to follow this journey with us,
Yeah.
as this is our
Yeah.
first
These are first.
official episode and first video, you're more than welcome to go check us out on Spotify. If you're watching this on YouTube, we will tag everything at the bottom in the description, the necessities.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this on Spotify, you can catch us on YouTube if you want to see how we look, maybe, because sometimes people are interested in what the description fits the voice, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's not the same.
Yeah.
So you're more than
Podcasts
welcome
are
to
nice
go.
though. We just
Hey,
listen.
oh, that's true. So
Yeah.
sometimes maybe you don't want to see, sometimes you just
Yeah.
want to hear. But we are creating that option for everybody.
You know.
So
As
check
well
us
as
out on
TikTok.
YouTube. Yeah, as well as TikTok. We are potted pod everywhere. But we'll tag everything as mentioned. So you want to close off and just give them a conclusion as to how we came about talking about what we spoke about and what you expect from our audience to be able to gauge whether or not that they are liking
Yeah.
what we are presenting. Not
Yeah.
that we're gonna do what you guys want us to do. Don't get it twisted. It's just
I
we
mean, we're
don't.
definitely gonna like. It definitely will kind of,
Asbak.
be
We will listen.
it will be a central point for us to also like or a point for us to like we'll do our research like as to what our listeners like do want in a sense, but it
Of
won't be the
course,
major determining factor
no, definitely
of
not.
things. But it would be nice to also engage with you guys and
Yeah,
like
and no,
it's
what do
more of
you?
it's an engaging and a transactional thing,
Correct,
really, because you guys are also here with us
exactly.
right now.
If not for you guys, there's no potted
100%.
pod.
There's no podcast at all.
So,
So it really is like, you all are here in the studio with us
correct.
in my room. It's like I have a very small room, but everyone's here. I
Yeah.
can feel it.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I actually really just wanna thank you for whoever's listening right now. Even if it's just one person, it's okay. That's
Yeah.
fine. Thank you so much. Our gratitude goes beyond words. Um, and it's gonna. I mean, we like we said, we're extremely excited to embark on this journey with you guys, and just share and sort of transact a lot of like opinions and voices and all of that. You know, what was the question again?
No, just like a conclusion, just to like bring it all together.
Yeah.
Because obviously, none of the things that we just said was scripted,
No,
you know.
none of it.
So, we are also trying to find what is going to be good for us, what is not going to be good for us, and how we can be the most authentic with you guys as possible. And also would appreciate you guys being authentic with
With
us
us.
about certain things. We're not here for a perfect thing. We know
No.
that negativity is going to come either
I'm
way.
excited for the negativity though. I'm not gonna lie. They say bad publicity is
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
no, bad publicity
It's
is
good
good
publicity.
publicity.
He studies film and media, so I wouldn't know these phrases and
That's not
stuff.
a form of anything.
What is
Like
it
it's
then?
just like it's a normal thing. Like it's just yeah.
But
It's like
anyway,
PR.
but yeah, thank you so much.
Jokes, man.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you, thank
Thank
you. We
you.
really appreciate your time. Until next time,
Until next time.
peace out.
Love and light.